Welcome, everybody. Let's have everyone hop on here. Excited to see you all. Thanks for coming.
Excited to be here.
Yep. So hopefully you guys are getting comfortable doing these live coaching sessions on a webinar with everyone watching. It's kind of weird the first time that you're on the receiving end, but eventually you'll sit back and relax and realize it's a Zoom meeting, just like all the other ones you probably sit in all day long. All right. So quick recap, if you're just joining us, get Vyral, GETVYRAL.com/class. Stacy and Dallas are clients of Vyral Marketing. They're in Utah. Brian is also over here in Utah. Brian's working with us for recruiting and agent attraction to recruit agents to his team. And Stacy and Dallas are working with us for listings, but specifically, they're really big into the fix and flip space, and they want to remodel the house and fix it up before selling it to add more to the price as one of their unique selling propositions. So we're getting them all set up that way. All right. So we have two clients here. One's a husband-wife team. The first lesson, as a recap, if you could look at the 8-lesson criteria of how we audit if you're not getting results at Vyral or you need more business, the very first thing is, building your database of the right people. And ideally in your case, it's going to be agents who are productive, Brian, that are probably open to making a switch in your area. That makes sense. That give you permission to stay in touch and add them to your database. And Stacy and Dallas, it's going to be people who are thinking of selling their house that might have a dated or damaged home, that are probably older, that have lived in it for a while. Right?
Right.
So if you go back and watch replay number 1, you guys both picked your strategy to build your database. This is something Vyral does not do for you. You have to go do it yourself or find a vendor. So we do not execute on number 1 of building the list. But Brian, your assignment was to pull all the agents in the Utah MLS that meet a certain criteria with their name, phone number, email address. And you were going to put together a prospecting plan to reach out to all of them, probably 50 real estate agents a day, whether it's a virtual assistant or an assistant or someone in your office, to offer them your updated summer book of scripts and objection handlers to help them out. And then when they say, sure, send it over my way, I would love to see it. You add them to your database in a separate CRM, right, Brian?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. How are we doing on executing on that?
We've got the list, we've got the scripts, and we've started making the calls and
Perfect.
the CRM as well.
Good. All right.
And a letter too, a reconnect letter.
To all the email going, that's listen to.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yep. Listen to. All right. So Stacy and Dallas, you're going to you're going to run a list using Remine or PropStream of all the homeowners in South Jordan, Utah, that have lived in their home for a few years around a certain price point. And you're going to send them all a letter, letting them all know that you are representing buyers who would like to make an offer on their property. And that maybe before they do that, you can remodel the home, update the kitchens and bathrooms and the curb appeal. Anything that needs to be fixed that the buyer probably couldn't afford, right? With 7% interest rates, it seems like they're going to go to now after yesterday. All right. And you lend the money and you fix the home up beforehand, and you're going to mail a letter out for that. Got it?
Mm-hmm.
Brian, you have the responses from the real estate agents adding to your database. Stacy and Dallas, you have the responses from the homeowners adding to your database. Second lesson, let's recap. We have to make sure we have your database on file. That lesson for step number 2 was a lot of technical work setting up. How are you doing on executing with your contacts here at Vyral Marketing? What we discussed in lesson number 2 of making sure we have your custom audiences set up, your retargeting databases, your list syncing. Any questions for me on that?
So I have actually an appointment set with Danny. I was with Bianca. I just got switched to Danny on Tuesday to get everything you need. So my question to you is, I've been really focusing on my database and realizing how messy it is.
Got it.
Because I have a lot of internet leads in there that have wrong emails, wrong names, wrong phone numbers. How important is it that I get that clean before?
Zero importance.
Okay.
So let's talk about the zero importance of that. Okay, this is a good question. So if you go back and re-listen to lesson number 2, you're going to have contacts in your CRM or CRMs. All right. You're going to have contacts in your mobile phone. You're going to have contacts in your Gmail contacts. Maybe an old MailChimp account you've had for a while. Maybe you're using a dialer and you're pounding out cold calls. and you mark some nurtures in your dialer, think of all these sources of contact information that you have some pre-existing relationship with. I just want you to dump it all, export the whole enchilada and send it on over to us. Now, if you can, if it lets you in the CRM to not export anyone who's unsubscribed or bounced, please do that. That's maybe the one thing I want you to do to scrub it. Got it? So
Okay.
you're just going to send us all these disaster CSV files. Don't even open them. It's just going to give you a panic attack.
No, yeah, no, that
Yeah,
helps
don't
a
open
lot.
them.
I've been like
Don't do it.
trying to clean it up. and I'm
No,
like, maybe I should ask if I even need to do that, because
Nope.
that's what has been kind of my
Yeah.
holdup.
don't do it.
Okay.
It's a
Okay.
disaster. If you're a perfectionist, it's like, it's absolute hell. Okay, looking at that.
It has been.
Okay. Yep. So what we're going to do is we talked about this in lesson 2. We're going to upload those lists to neverbounce.com, which will remove the bad emails. And then we're going to upload all of them after they've been scrubbed into an email marketing program. So they're all deduplicated, and good enough is good enough. And then here's what you psychologically need to do. You need to divorce yourself emotionally from that list. It is worthless to you now because you're going to start the day at 0. So going forward, when you hire Vyral, you're going to put everything in the system that you got up to this point. That's kind of this mess. But psychologically, your database is now 0. And now we have to go build it the right way of the right people, which is what we talked about in lesson 1. Do you feel that like emotional separation?
Mhm.
That's a big thing, is getting on file and then moving on. That's it. That's my answer to you.
I
And then
like
we'll make sure that those emails are also uploaded to Facebook for retargeting. We'll make sure that it's synced up to your CRM. So any new people that you add to your CRM goes to your email marketing account and your Facebook retargeting audiences. But yeah, grab it all, clean it up, done.
Okay. No, I know exactly what we need to do now, and you'll have them all by Monday.
Perfect. That's the therapy session.
That was good.
It is, isn't it?
Yes.
It is. I know.
Yes.
Cool. Brian, do you have any questions on lesson number 2 of getting a list of all the agents you have an existing relationship with, not the whole MLS export, but agents you have an existing relationship into your CRM so we can send them a reconnect message, which is, by the way, we also talked about last week, is once you have all those contacts in there, you send them a nice, simple, plain text reconnect message, reestablishing the relationship and let them know what they're going to receive going forward. And we dictated that last week of what's going to go out. Brian, do you have any questions so we can catch up? Make sure.
It's just a little bit of work because I don't know, I feel like I have to sort through like my contacts and stuff, right?
You
because
do.
it's
You're a
all
little
the-
harder. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you're doing recruiting, you probably, I'll just give you a couple tips. I wish I can write it out like here's exactly what to do, but just intuitively, if I was in your shoes, I would go to Zillow. I would type in Utah or Salt Lake or whatever, into the agent finder. And I would start writing down from the top to bottom, like, the big name agents have a gazillion reviews, top to bottom, who you know.
Okay.
Page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4, page 5, page 6. Like, who would probably open an email from you with a tip that you have a good relationship with? Because those are like the most productive people in the marketplace. And who knows? I would add them. Why not? And I would use Zillow. I think there's like the top 250 agents in every market. There's like 10 per page, 25 pages on Zillow Agent Finder. Just start adding them to your list if you know them. Great. Done. Then the second thing I would do, because that's going to get you all your arguably top people in the market if they're ranked well on Zillow, right? And the second thing I would do is I would go back through all your past transactions of the agent on the other side and see who you like and add them.
That's kind of what we've been doing. Yep.
Right. That's the second thing I would do. Okay. Then the third thing is maybe go through your Facebook friends or maybe your past Facebook messages. And if there's anyone there who's an agent, add them as well. So there is some manual work of who is going to have positive vibes when they see an email from Brian Cormier come through that you add to your existing list of agent relationships.
Yep.
I wish it was easy just dumping it all and sending it, but it's not. You could do that on the
No.
consumer side.
Yeah, we'll do that there. Don't worry.
Yeah, gotcha. All right, guys. So we're building the list. We have a plan to build a list of the right people, and we have a plan to get the list on file, ready to start receiving the nurture content, because not everyone's ready to join your team the second you call them, Brian, and not everyone's ready to list their house at 7%. with as many price reductions as you ask for the moment that you reach out to them, right, Stacy and Dallas? We got to work them up to that. So that's where Vyral comes in now. So the Vyral plan is everybody that goes into your database that you have permission to stay in touch with of your target market. Here's the plan. They're going to get 2 educational videos every month. So 3 to 5 minute, arguably long form, relatively speaking to shorts and clips. All right. 2 long form, 3 to 5 minute. Could it be longer? Sure. All right. But just complete explanations, answering a commonly asked question. So what's a commonly asked question that your target market is asking, that they actually ask, that they are asking, and that's relevant. And you're going to answer it ideally with 3 key points. 3 to 5 minute YouTube video. You're going to send out 2 of those every single month, 1st and 15th of the month, forever, answering commonly asked questions. Got it? And we're going to walk through how to do that today. Now, there's a 3rd message every month. We're not going to talk about that today. I believe that's the next lesson, but it's a monthly lead generation email. Think about the videos as helping, giving. You're not asking for anything, adding value, teaching, demonstrating, helping. You're not asking for anything. But it is important to ask for things for business. They're called call to actions. They're called offers for immediate response. That's the 3rd message every month. This is going to be just a simple text email with some type of reason to respond, to spike leads from your database now, and to kind of shake the trees to see who in that list is ready to maybe have a little more involved conversation, just maybe watching a video. And examples of those emails are, hey, you want to find out what your home is worth? Click here. Hey, would you like just to get a cash offer on your home and see what some of these off-market institutions will pay? Click here. Hey, we're doing a seller workshop or a home remodeling workshop or an agent training workshop. Want a free ticket? Click here. Follow me? And that usually goes back to a form to generate the lead. So the Vyral system of the 36 touch long-term nurture plan is 2 educational videos a month, and then 1 lead generation message a month, 3 good messages. Now, I will say this. You are much better off, and I want you to really hear me on here because you can go down a rabbit hole and lose a lot of time, energy, and money. You're much better off creating 3 good pieces of content and advertising them, putting money behind them for reaching people all the time on social media, than creating a new piece of content every day. The latter is exhausting, expensive. You're buying yourself a job. Okay. Right. It's not business freedom. And there's no reach. You don't really reach a lot of people when you post every day because Facebook wants money to show it. Like I can see the metrics. Rather, if we create 3 pieces of good content where it's not as emotionally demanding, it's something more sustainable. And yeah, we're going to post those 3 things on social media, but you're like, okay, it's only posting 3 times. Well, we're going to put some money behind them to display them a couple times every week. It's going to pop up on social media with the retargeting later, which only costs a couple dollars a day, usually for the size of your list. So we'll talk about that later in the class, because one of the things that usually comes up, only 3 pieces of content. I'm told by all these coaches and gurus, I got to post every 5 minutes on social media. No, you don't. Post less, make it good, and then put some money behind it. Got it? And then maybe down the road, if you wanted to post something every day, there are some options. Talk about that later, but I just want you to, I'm going to kind of cut that off there. That 3 is plenty to post. So now I'm going to go ahead and put the lesson plans for today of what we're going to talk about. You guys, we're actually going to write a script for your videos. You guys ready to write a script for your first vids?
Yep.
Yep.
All right. So here's the agenda for today after we did a 15-minute recap and setting up the lesson for today to get you guys all helped out. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in the chat for all of you so you guys can follow along. For those of you watching, here's the chat. Everyone. Oh, it won't let me post that much at one time. Hang on. So there you go. And then here's section 2 of shooting the video. There you are, everybody. That should have gone to all of you. All right. So there's 2 things you have to know when creating a video. You actually have to do the work up front and script it out. Where the disaster happens is it's time to make a video and you show up and you're brain dead. It's just not going to go
In
very
there.
okay. So it's kind of like before this meeting, I sat down and I wrote out my outline. So I have some idea of what the heck I'm going to say today with you guys. So there it is. I proved you have an outline. You need to sit down and there is some planning before you sit down and create content. There's no way of getting around it. You're just going to have to do it. If you do the work up front for the planning, everything else goes easy. The processing goes easy. And honestly, it's cheaper because you don't have to hire very expensive talent to figure it out in the back end. So if you do the work up front, it makes things a lot easier. All right. So let's do it right now. We're going to go through and write a script. And then I'm going to show you how to shoot it on your phone. And then the sausage will get made of processing and editing it, getting it out, retargeting it, getting leads from it, which we'll talk more about in the future lessons. So let's start here. Stacy and Dallas, what is the number one question you are getting from people who are thinking about selling their home right now?
Interest rates.
Selling. Probably what is my home worth and how many days on market are kind of the two top, I would say.
So what is my home worth right now with the rise in interest rates?
Yeah.
Does that nail it?
Yep.
So if you were to send out a video to your whole database saying, hey, what is my Utah home worth right now with the rise in interest rates? And it has some thumbnail of you going ah! on YouTube with interest rates going up and prices going down for the thumbnail, right? We've all seen those.
Mhm.
Do you think that's what people want to hear? Do you think that's going to get a good click-through rate? Is that relevant for the market?
Yeah.
Perfect. All right, write that down. That's your topic. That is your first video topic. Let me give it to you. And the title is a question. What's my Utah home worth? What is my Utah home now worth with the rise in interest rates? Got it? Brian, what's the question on every real estate agent's mind right now? If you were to send an email out to all those agents you know, and they saw this video come across their screen with this topic, what is the most burning question, pain point, problem that you're getting asked from maybe agents on your team? So the agents on your team are asking questions. What's the number one question?
I mean, they're really struggling to close business right now based on interest rates or other market conditions, but mostly interest rate, right? It's kind of slowed things down a little.
Yeah. Now, I know that we all know that.
Sure.
Probably the answer to that is teaching seller financing. What do you think is the answer to that? You got to kind of give one key answer of how you're going to fix that. What would that be? What's your answer?
The logical answer is they haven't had to work for like the last 3 years. So now it's like
good video topic. You're all lazy. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like pick up your phone, have your database, call your database, call those people that you know, and they like you and trust you is my logical answer. But sometimes that's not always the key.
Then let's use that answer if that's your answer. So let's come up with the question. Phrase the question again. What's the question you're getting all the time right now from agents?
How do I close more business, or how do I close any business right now with high interest rates?
Perfect. How do I close more business now with high interest rates? Write that down. How do I close more business now with higher interest rates? And I even got your phrasing in there. See that?
Mm-hmm.
Because you're talking to the market, at least that market. I'm not. I'm talking to more of the top producers. My question's a little bit different, like culture and team building and stuff like that. All right. But you're listening to the market. And I want you guys to hear me very clearly. Like the way you come up with a good topic is you're supplying demand. Think of it as like an exchange. Like what is the information the market demands? And it's your job to supply it, right? So the way you figure out what the market wants is you listen. You really listen and you ask them. And you really got to be paying attention to questions that people asking, and you answer them. And you'll probably find them like simple, maybe even naive, but they're asking them, and that's the market. And don't like float too high above those. Like they're beneath you questions. If you answer the questions the market really wants, you'll be rewarded. So there you go. You got your topic, Brian. Happy with that?
Yep.
You write down? Great.
Yep.
So now we have to write the script. And the script that we recommend at Vyral usually has a story of why the question came up, or a story about the point of why you're even answering it. And then there's 3 key points in your answer. Any great speaker, when they go on stage or they do a webinar or they open to an audience, will always start with a story. It's something you'll learn in speaking. Got it? So imagine someone clicks a video. It says, hey, I'm going to answer this question for you. What's the next logical thing? Let me tell you why I picked this question, why this is relevant now, and then you answer it, right? So a 3 to 5 minute video is probably 400 to 700 words, just to give you an idea. So if you pick about 100 to 150 words for each point, the story, and then the 3 points, you'll get to your 3 5-minute video. It's just an easy way of thinking about breaking it down. All right. So Stacy in Dallas, tell me, why did you pick that question and why is it relevant to the homeowner? Go.
We're missing Stacy.
What?
What's my home worth? What's my home worth now with the recent rise in interest rates? Why'd you pick that question?
Well, there's just such a large contrast between what homes were worth a year ago and what they're worth now. And so it's just relevant. And we ask ourselves the same question, you know? But regardless, your home's going to be worth as much as it possibly can be after working with us.
And did you guys see the Fed decision yesterday?
Yeah, another rise.
Maybe we can bring that up. And with the Fed's Reserve's recent rate decision, which is the highest in like 20 years, they said on the news, it's probably going to put more downward pressure on homes prices, but we're really not even seeing that much because there's so much small demand. It's very confusing because they're not building much more.
And I feel like sellers, I give them a lot of credit, more than I used to. I don't go in and claim to know everything because when they're ready to sell, they pay attention. They pay attention to how long other homes are sitting on the market and that they're price dropping, and then they get scared. They're like, well, I'm noticing all around me price drops and homes sitting on the market forever, and it makes me worried, and I don't want that same scenario played out for me. So how could I price my home to actually have it sell? Because they are paying attention when they're ready to sell.
Good.
And they want those questions answered and their fears taken away. You know, what are we going to do for them?
Good. So that's it. That's all I need. So what I would do as your director, if I'm helping you write a script, I would write some of those talking points for your story for that section. Let's call it a scene. All right. So you have the story scene. Done. Okay. What are three things you want them to know about in answering this question? What's my home value with the recent rise in interest rates?
I guess I would want them, I would like to validate them maybe, like, yeah, the interest rates are rising. Okay. And that is affecting your home value.
So point number 1, let's give them a brief history of interest rates and where we stand right now. Sound good? So write that down. Point number 1 is history of interest rates and where we stand right now. We're kind of back to like 06. I think they were at this high. I'm not sure about that. All right. Second point you want to cover. How about how to find out their home value? Let's write down, here's how you determine your home value. Information directly from the MLS that's not delayed is the key there. Got it? The stuff you find online is delayed. You need the stuff on the MLS because this stuff changes like week to week. Got it? So let's maybe cover that second point.
So Stacy did BPOs for a long time.
Ooh, I like it.
And should we go into like, this is how an appraiser is going to appraise your home, and we're going to do the same thing?
I like that. Yes, do that. Explain what a BPO is and be clear that you're not offering appraisals so you don't get in trouble by all the haters watching your video. Right. Let's talk about the history of
$500.
Yeah. Let's talk about, okay. So really, I want you guys to see how this is difficult because I want to give you something before we go rip it off ChatGPT, which I'm going to show you. There are easier ways for this. I'm just going to show you how to create your own history of interest rates, how to find out what your home is worth based upon my experience working for banks that need to know what the loan to value is on these houses for me to go do a drive-by appraisal or whatever. Okay.
Mhm.
Or not appraisal, BPO. All right. And what's the third thing you want them to know? I have it, but I'm going to see if you guys can think of a good one
Third thing.
to make this painful.
Like a third pain point
Yeah.
question that they probably have, not a
That-
solution, right?
Best ROI remodeling projects. Make that the third one. So in this video, so here's the topic. I want you to watch the creative process. What's my home now worth with the rise in interest rates? Well, I'll set you up with the story why we picked this. And there's three things you have to know. One, let's put interest rates in the perspective of history. They're actually kind of normal now, right? Versus emergency lows. Second, here's how to actually find out what your home is worth. I have a lot of experience doing this. This is what you need to know. And the third question is how do you actually get the value of your home up? These are the highest ROI remodeling projects. How's that?
Great.
Yes. Easy.
Boom. So now you reflect on that. You have your talking points. You write out a few things in your outline and you come up with an outline for your video.
And are we telling a story within those three topics, or the story
Yeah.
starts?
Well, just tell a little story about why the topic came up. Remember, you only have 3 to 5 minutes. It goes real fast. You guys could probably do an hour webinar or a whole seminar just on those 3 things.
Mhm.
Yeah. So we start off with a small story, and
Just
my
a little
best
story of
friend
why you
decided
picked
he
this
wanted to
video.
sell
Why?
his home, and he got real scared because he saw the homes around him were dropping
Yeah.
in price.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, a little story. Hey, I was talking to a client. They brought up this question. Maybe it's like how the question came up. Hey, I was talking to a client. We're out over here. They asked this question, or I was meeting with an agent and they asked this question. I thought it'd be relevant for you. Let me share the 3 key things I shared with them that I want to share with you. Here's the 3 things you have to know. So that's the framework. And when you sit down with someone to come up with a topic, this is how you walk through it. All right. Now, Brian, for the sake of time, I wish I could do yours. Okay. But what was your topic again? Sorry, my brain's not working.
It was how do I close more business now with high interest rates?
Okay, give me 3 key points. Go. What are 3 things you want to tell them?
3 things are you've got to, with a compressing market or shrinking market, you've got to grow the number of people that you're talking to.
Okay, you have to increase the number of people you're talking to every day.
Yep.
And maybe recommend what list you want them to call and what to say. Number 2.
Along those lines is you've got to get out of your comfort, kind of your own comfort in your own head, and you've got to talk to people that you haven't talked to in a while that you've had relationships with.
Let's
and
make
grow
number
your
2.
SOI.
You have to get into an environment to overcome your fear of calling and rejection.
Mhm.
Point number 2 is you have to get into an environment or a mental state or a mindset to get over the fear of calling and rejection. Kind of leads to your team, right? Point number 3.
Point number 3 is offering solutions to higher interest rates to that objection. So, what are those when you do have people?
Good. If you have anything unique to that of what those answers are, like bridge loans, buy before you sell, seller financing, creative financing, whatever that is,
Mhm.
cover a couple of those things that maybe your team can back up.
Yep.
That's the gist. If we had more time, I can go deeper on that. But do you guys see how that's the work? What we just did? And if you can get over that hump, everything becomes easy of the work that we just did to come up with a topic from scratch. Okay. All right. So we picked a customer question. We kind of stated the story why behind it. The title for the video, let's just make it the actual question. So we're going to title the YouTube video the exact question that we picked today. All right. Now, let's write a little paragraph that goes out in the email that gets posted on social media with the video to kind of sell why they should watch the video. So Stacy in Dallas, I want to walk you through this. Give me a paragraph. I want you to imagine you're scrolling down Facebook, you're looking at a YouTube description, you open an email and you see this video. This paragraph should say, hey, do you have this problem? I have this solution. You're going to learn these things. Come watch. Again, hey, do you have this problem? I have this solution. I can share with you a couple of key insights. Come and watch this video to help you out. Articulate that paragraph for me for your video. Explain to me in one paragraph why someone should watch your video.
Sorry. I see that your neighbors are price reducing their home all around you. There's a lot of reasons for that, and we want to make sure that you're prepared if you're thinking about selling your home, having all the right tools and information and maybe some updates to your home. I don't know.
I like the angle of this. Hey, are you watching all your neighbors lowering their home values and are you freaking out? Are you worried about maybe what the rise in interest rates is doing to home prices? Well, come on over and watch this video. We'll give you some insight, as well as to maintain the value of your home. So if you are thinking of selling it, you can get the highest price. How's that?
You're so much better at this than I am.
I like that you're just direct, because I tend to just word vomit all over people, and then you lose them. You know,
I'm trying to get the kernel of the idea, and then I wordsmith it. Perfect. We'll write that down. Brian, I want you to imagine you post this on your social media
Are you writing that down?
So it's all recorded. We can go back and Zoom AI got it all for us. By the way, if you watch these replays, like Zoom's artificial intelligence, like writes all the chapter markers and the notes. It's really pretty cool in the replays of this. If you have a chance to watch the replay link, Brian, you go post this in a realtor Facebook group, your video. All right. You post it on your social media, realtors scrolling down, right? What does that YouTube description or social media post generally say? Give me the gist. What do you think?
It's going to say, I had a minute to think about it too now. So give me 1 second, Frank. It's hard when you're on the spot, right? I feel
it is.
Alex.
Yeah, I wanted look, everyone pay attention here. I want you guys to feel this. This is why it's so hard to shoot video, let alone how you look. You have to get over how you look. That's the second thing of having to see yourself and sound, all stuff. But like, this is the work.
So it probably goes something like this, Frank. You know, I talk to a lot of agents in the industry, or I speak with a lot of agents, and what I'm hearing is a common theme that their business is down and they're really worried right now about where their next business is coming from.
Which makes sense because transactions are down how much year to date? What's the number? Whatever it is.
Yeah,
X.
quite a bit.
Okay, go.
And so I wanted to offer, 3 tips on what I've seen and how we're
handling it.
How we're handling it. Yeah.
Perfect. That works. I'll take it.
Okay.
So we can kind of wordsmith that into a Facebook post and a YouTube description.
Okay.
So you guys see how we have the video script that's relevant. We have the YouTube title. It's relevant. We have the YouTube description, Facebook post, email, little teaser copy we put in there to people to click to go watch the video that's arguably relevant. That could be, I'm trying to pull the information out of your head because you know the market, right? There's one last thing I want to get. Oh, there's actually 2 more. I want a thumbnail. So we do your video shoot. Is there anything you can hold up to the screen? Think about a YouTube thumbnail. Come on, let's have some fun. So you're saying, are you watching the prices of all your neighbors' homes go down? Right? What could that thumbnail be, Brian and Stacy? What do you see on YouTube for that thumbnail? Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Give it some thought.
Someone looking in their wallet and not having any cash.
Love it. Great. I love it. Dallas, what you're going to do when it comes time for your video shoot, you're going to pull out your wallet. That's not the George Costanza wallet. Wonder if anyone got that reference.
I've got the George Costanza wallet on deck.
How about this? Do that. Got it? With the no money I have in there and receipts. All right. Do that. And I think that'd be kind of a cool to put on the YouTube thumbnail. Sound good? We can work that. So when you record it, just hold that to the frame as a recording and we can make that happen. All right, Brian, YouTube
Well,
thumbnail for
that
you.
was mine. Mine was the wallet one.
Oh, you
Hey,
could do it too.
well,
You both could both do the wallets.
Yeah.
I like that. That's good.
Or like, I don't know.
Good. All right. We're being creative. All right. We're using a different side of our brain here than just knocking out tasks. Okay. Now there's one more thing I want to ask. It helps in editing when we make your video if I can cut to some B-roll, they call it. You can Google it. A-roll, the A-roll of film. They would write A on it. And it's a roll of film, is usually the talking head. B-roll, they would write B on the film, is, you know, shots of other interesting things they can overlay on your talking head to make things more interesting. Got it? So Stacy in Dallas, do you have any photos or videos on your iPhone, on your phone, in your Facebook that maybe you can send in that we can cut to that would be relevant? Is there anything that comes to mind?
for this specific topic,
Yeah. Do you have any remodeling photos? You guys going through, do you have any pictures of you guys, like, I don't know, remodeling a house, fixing up a house, shots of pictures in bathrooms? I don't know, maybe you going out and doing a BPO or something like that, Stacy? Do you have any footage of that? You out driving around? If you have any of that, come up with some of those ideas. Again, we'll save for time, but send that stuff in. I can use that in the video and make it a lot more interesting. All right.
Yeah.
Brian, do you have any pictures of you doing team meetings or anything?
Yeah. Yep.
Do you have any pictures of you meeting with real estate agents?
Yes.
Do you have any pictures or videos of agents making phone calls and doing work?
Yeah.
Good. Send that in. We can cut to that in your video.
Okay.
Got it?
Yep.
Now, if that was written out in a plan, again, I'm doing two of you at the same time, so I would have more time to do this, but we would now have a solid game plan to create some content. And that's the work. What we just did.
twice a month.
Well, what you do is you actually would do, what I recommend is you do that once a month on a strategy call. So once a month, you're going to have a strategy call with your director or your coach here at Vyral, where we do just this once a month to plan your two topics. If you want to go fully custom, got it? That was a fully custom bespoke strategy plan for your two pieces of content. So we sit down once a month and we do this for your two videos. Got it? And then the second appointment you have every month is for your video shoot, which we're going to go over next. But there's a couple things I want to share with you to make that process of what we did a heck of a lot easier, because that is painful and hard. Got it? Let me show you a couple tips. You guys ever use ChatGPT?
Yes.
You guys ever actually used it? I think we brought it up before.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, it's free. Okay. So I logged in here. I'm going to say, write me the top 10 questions homeowners, top 10 questions homeowners ask when they are thinking about selling their home.
No, you got to rewrite that question, Frank,
Why is that?
because you wrote questions twice instead of homeowners.
Yeah, they still did it.
It
Good
worked.
job. Good job, computer. There you go. How's that work? Pretty cool, huh? Let's do this. Right? Me 24 YouTube titles on that a real estate agent would make to educate a home owner on how to sell their home. Make sure the titles are written in a way to have the best SEO and click through rate for maximum views. There you go.
The year's done.
Yeah, it is. Isn't it great? Okay. Now, let's say, okay, cool. I got some topics. I got some questions really easy, right? Let's say you need a video script. Okay. So, right. me a, I don't know, 5-minute YouTube video script from the perspective of a real estate agent on the topic of in the first person in a personal style. Assess the listing, analyze the price, check the curb appeal, evaluate the home's condition, promote your home differently, seek professional help. There's your chapters, conclusion. Isn't that crazy?
Hmm.
Now, it's not that great. I mean, I would use this as a place to start. I wouldn't just regurgitate this exactly, but it definitely makes things a lot easier for you, doesn't it?
Mm.
So you kind of just use this as a search engine to come up with some topics. And again, the more they're called prompts is what I'm using. So if you Google, what prompts are best for Facebook ads in real estate, what prompts are best, what ChatGPT prompts are whatever, if you kind of get it just specific enough, you give the computer enough information to basically predict the next word, it'll give you some ideas to get you started. How's that sound? Right? That's helpful. Let me show you another tip. If you go to YouTube, all right, and I recommend you do this like where it doesn't pull up your past history, which it's not going to bias any of the results. So I'm on YouTube right now. Got it? And I can type in selling my home. This is what people are searching for. This is the top most searched stuff on YouTube. They want to know how to sell my home and buy a new one. If you made a video on how to sell your home and buy a new one at the same time, it is the #1 search thing on selling my house on YouTube. If you made how to sell my house without a realtor, you're going to get traffic. How to sell my home if it has solar panels, does it add to your sales price? What do I need to do? This is what people are typing in. Isn't that great? Remodeling my home. Where to start? Hey, so I'm remodeling my home. Where do I start? Great topic. That's what people are typing in. All right. The only person Googling real estate agent are other real estate agents. It's kind of interesting. Look at the results. Brian, if you want the stuff that people want to know, they want to know what's a day in the life of the real estate agent. That's one of the top things looked at is if you can make a video in some way on a day in the life of your real estate team, a day in the life of what it's like to work here to actually make money and productive, it's probably one of the most popular topics you can choose that's relevant to the market. So do you guys see how we're supplying demand? We're listening to the market, to what questions they're asking. We're seeing what people type in on YouTube, and we're crafting our topics around that. Kind of cool, huh?
Yeah, I love it.
Cool. All right. Let me give you one more that could be very helpful. Is there a real estate agent that any of you know of that are crushing it with social media or YouTube? I don't care. Is there a name? Is there some role model that's killing it?
Probably Paige Stecklin
Great.
in Utah. She's big on social.
Paige, how do you spell her last name?
Steckling, I want to
What?
say.
Steckling.
I think so.
Utah? Let's find out.
Got a lot of followers on Instagram and TikTok.
Got her. Okay. So here she is. Hi, Paige. We're bringing it up on the webinar. All right. Here she is. All right. So we can go over here to videos. All right. And I can click most popular. This is what people want. They want to know, this is probably more buyers because you can actually show the area, but like people want to see, this is the most expensive house in the area. Oh my gosh.
Another big one is Cody. What is it? Dallas Cody.
Steck.
He's huge on YouTube. Sorry, I thought you meant Instagram.
Yeah. So you can just literally go to any competitor's YouTube channel, click most popular, and come up with some ideas based upon this. That's it. Right. Brian, for recruiting, I mean, Lord knows how many agents there are out. Here's just Tom Ferry, for an example. I can go to Tom Ferry's page, click videos, click most popular, And people want to know how to manage their money like the rich. There you go, Brian. Brian Colmere, how to manage your money like the rich. How about that? I like it. How to earn $1 million in real estate with no money in 4 steps. There you go. 10 reasons why you're going to fail, right? Why you fail, how to succeed. So the 5, here's a good one. 5 scripts you need in this new higher interest rate market. That'd be a really good topic. So this is a good way too of kind of testing which topics are getting like the most traction. Is just go to somebody who's spending a bunch of money and time on YouTube that's put forth all this effort to put the YouTube algorithm, see which ones got rewarded, and then borrow that topic. Don't steal it exactly, but borrow the idea, swipe the idea for yourself. How's that? These are little shortcuts that can help you create something relevant. So Stacy and Dallas, you have your first topic.
Mm-hmm.
Brian, you have your first topic. It's time to shoot it. Let's talk about shooting it. You guys ready?
Yep.
All right, here we go. So this is section 2. Oh, by the way, one more thing I want to share too is Google News. I really like this one. This is kind of like when you're a little more advanced and you want to start kind of doing the whole YouTube algorithm stuff of getting in on trends. You kind of comment on news. What's going on in the news? So I'll go to Google News. I'll type in real estate. All right, so let's go ahead, or I type in home prices. So here's Google News today. All right. Let's type in real estate or home prices. Crypto, real estate recession is over. You try to see if there's anything relevant here that you can kind of comment on. I usually look for stuff like from like big news outlets, home prices. Yeah, here's an interesting one, commenting on something like this. You can start commenting on news. The big one recently was insurers pulling out. Have you guys heard about the insurers pulling out in California and Florida and what that's going to do? That was really popular. People took that video because it was so relevant, and they were your audience, your database was, and they were posting it in the little HOA groups. How cool would that be? Of like other people like sharing your videos. So it's a more advanced concept, but somehow tying what's going on in the news and making a video about it, how it's relevant for your market, is a wonderful strategy as well. Okay, just want to share that. So now we know how to do the work of creating relevant video content. And what you guys just saw over the past 30 minutes is why so few people do it, because it's emotionally, intellectually exhausting. I couldn't even imagine doing it every day, and what focus and energy that would pull from other things running your business, right? And when you shortcut, it's just watered down stuff. That's not why you guys are here. You want something that's really relevant. So now let's talk about shooting it. Okay. Do you guys have your cell phones? Pull them out. You're always going to shoot with a director or a coach to help you. I don't want you shooting on your own. There's too many things you can mess up. You need someone, you need a buddy to shoot with. And that's going to be your coach at Vyral Marketing for your video shoot. I want you to go to Riverside and download the mobile app. Okay. So go download this app on your phone. And what this is going to allow us to do is basically start a Zoom meeting with you, but it's going to record the footage directly to the hard drive on your phone. So it's lossless. It literally, you're going to shoot all your videos, run your phone wherever you are with good Wi-Fi. So we're going to Zoom in with you and record super high quality videos and direct you of exactly how to shoot your videos at a scheduled time. Got it? So download that. Okay. And then whenever you use it, please use it on a Wi-Fi connection. The cellular connection isn't that great. But if this connection isn't good, it doesn't really matter though, because it's recording right to your hard drive on your phone, the memory on your phone. When you shoot your video, okay, I want you to use a tripod. So you're going to set up a tripod. We'll ship you a cheap one, nice and easy. Actually, it looks something like that. See the tripod? There you go. You're going to put it on a tripod. Okay. And then I want you to always shoot where the video is horizontally, not vertically. So vertically is like how you're holding yours, Stacy. Hold it the other way. When you shoot like that. Got it? That's how the camera should look. And then if you have the option to choose between a regular lens or a wide angle lens, use the wide lens. If your phone gives you the option to give you more space. All right. Then when that phone's on your tripod, I want you to clean the lens because you're probably using the front lens so you can see yourself. Wipe all the junk from your fingerprints off the lens. Okay. And then you want to set up the camera so it's right at eye level or slightly above eye level. And then press your face so it focuses on your face. Now, a lot of this is, you guys kind of get it, but there's little details add up. This is why it's nice to have someone helping you follow a checklist when you shoot, because each one of these things can kind of mess up your video. Then, if you haven't already, please turn on the airplane mode, because the last thing I need is texts and phone calls coming in while you're recording. Right. And then don't be too far away from the camera, maybe, I don't know, 3-4 feet at most. The farther away from the camera, the worse the sound will be, but you don't need any special microphone if you're close to the camera and you're looking right at it. Okay. Make sure there's no wind or background noise. These are all the things that come in with the footage. If you have wind coming in or you're outside or there's background noise, shoot where it's someplace quiet. And then make sure when you're looking at the camera, you're like slightly in the middle or you're slightly off to the left or to the right. Just be framed well. So basically how all of us look in the camera right now is where you should be. You should be too far away or, you know, way off over here to the side. Don't send me footage like this. Be somewhere in here. Okay. Now, lighting. So this would be really bad lighting. See this window behind me? See how distracting this is? You don't, also I'll be dark if you don't have a good camera. Make sure you don't have the light source behind you. So I probably look a little better now. Have the light source in front of you. There's a window in front of me. So the light source should be coming over the camera. It should not be behind you. These are little things you want to check for when you shoot. All right. And now it's time to record. You're framed right. You sound good. You're on your phone. You got a tripod. You're looking at the lens. All those things check off. And then with your coach, or your director on Riverside, or your buddy, your partner, whoever you're doing it with, you click that record button and just let it roll. And it's just going to record. You don't have to stop it. And I want you to think of shooting your videos in scenes. Okay. Scene 1 is an intro. Scene 2 is going to be the story. Scene 3, 4, and 5 is going to be your 3 key points. And maybe scene 6 is an outro. So here's how the video would go. Hey, it's Frank. In today's video, I want to answer a question I'm getting all the time from homeowners is what is going on with home prices with the recent rise in interest rates today? I'm going to share it with you. Boom. And the camera just keeps rolling. Okay, don't stop the recording. I got that take, I got that scene. Now I'm going to tell the story. Well, you're probably wondering why all your neighbors their homes are sitting on the market if they're trying to sell or the price keeps coming down. It's because it's more expensive than ever to actually purchase a home. I mean, with 7% interest rates, I don't know what the number exactly is, but the mortgage payment might be up, 50%, right? Which whittles down the pool of buyers that could buy your home at probably the inflated prices, which they were back when the Federal Reserve went Chernobyl on the real estate interest rates down to zero, and it created a bubble with everything with putting trillions of dollars in the economy. But that's not the point of the video today. The thing is, you probably want to know what your home is worth and how interest rates are impacting it. And there's three key things you want to know. Let's get started. All right. Then I would go into the first thing, second thing, third thing, take a break each time, looking back down at my notes, and then you're good to go. So you're not going to shoot the video perfectly while it's recording. Are you guys clear on that? You're just going to let this thing record and you're going to kind of shoot these different scenes as it's recording. And then if you have a good director or a good video editor, a good person with you, they're taking little timestamps or they're putting little markers on the timeline of where your good takes were. That way, when we download the disaster of the footage from your video shoot, which is how every video is shot, okay, and you send it to the video editor, they can easily scrub through and grab the selects to piece together your video very nicely. That's how it's done. That's how you do it. Don't expect to shoot the whole thing in one take. Unless you're really advanced, you could. Otherwise, you're going to shoot it in different scenes that we edit together. Do you guys have any questions on that?
No.
It's a skill.
Yeah, when it comes to the timestamp thing,
they do it. The person who's with you does it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you won't have the mental space to do that. So basically, they'll just go through and be like, oh yeah, that was scene 1, marker. Scene 2, marker. Oh, do that. You messed that one up. Do it again. Marker. That's the right take. Because the last thing you want to do is what drives your costs up is just send this disaster of a raw footage into a video editor. And they're like, what? Like, is there
Yeah.
a script? Like there's no notes. So this is, if you really wanted to drive up your editing costs, send them a disaster of footage that has no outline with no markers that we don't even know what the title or the purpose of the video is. That's going to be the worst possible outcome for a video editor. But if you send them the outline of what you're following that's written up front, and you have the markers of your scenes with us, boom, it's good. All right. Then what I want you to do at the very end, while it's still recording, is hold your YouTube thumbnail. Remember the thumbnail? Just hold it. Just hold it for a few seconds because we can grab it. That's the still. That's the JPEG. Okay. Now, what we'll also do is in your 3 to 5 minutes of footage, we can grab a YouTube short. So we'll grab one short. We'll make one little YouTube reel or clip out of your 3 to 5 minute video. Or you can shoot it separately by turning your camera horizontally and shoot that. Not a big deal. We can worry about that later, but that is an option when you record your videos. And that's the work. All right. There's no way around any of this. If you want to create content, if you want to make a podcast, want to make videos, you want to write articles, you're going to have to sit down, come up with a relevant topic that the audience wants, not what you want to talk about, but what the audience wants. You have to cover a general outline, so you're prepared, with some content around how to sell it, like a headline, a little sizzle teaser copy, we call it, that goes on YouTube as a description or on Facebook. You got to do it. All right. And then you probably want to think about the YouTube thumbnail. Every content creator goes through this. All right. And there's tools and you can get coaching with us to make it easier, which I showed you. And now you have a plan. That was kind of section 1 of today's lesson, guys, right? And then section 2 is you have to sit down and shoot it. And it's a skill. You have to get comfortable. Let me give you a couple of tips when shooting. Stacy and Dallas, when are you the most creative and relaxed?
In the morning,
What day of the week?
Monday or Tuesday.
Monday morning?
Yeah,
What?
true.
We run
Okay,
a
great.
lifestyle business.
This is why we asked.
Agents. We work weekends mostly.
Okay,
and
fair enough.
it's done. My homes are under contract by Monday. I can
Okay.
chill.
Hey, this is why we asked this question. All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Your video shoots are going to be on a Monday morning. So now here's what I want you to do. You're going to go in your Google Calendar. I want you to pick the Monday morning, whether it's the first Monday, second Monday, third Monday, and set yourself a reoccurring appointment for the rest of your life. That Monday is when you create content for whatever it is you need to do in your life. I don't care if it's viral. I don't care what you're doing 10 years from now. You can probably understand that as you grow through business, you'll have to actually create something, some type of content for something, right? Will you earmark a Monday morning for your video shoot with us once a month, where you're going to record your 2 videos every month going forward? And Dallas, I hope that's a good same time with you.
Well, I was going to say is, can I do mine on the toilet? Because that's really where
It's the best. As long as you don't have that in the background, I'm sure you'll be fine. All right.
Come on, that'd be an awesome thumbnail. Just me.
But here's the deal. I want you to find out where you're the right side of your brain when you're calm and you can sit down and you can think, and it's going to be Mondays for you. Set that in your calendar, record your content for the rest of your life, Stacy. 1 Monday a month, 1 hour. You're going to knock out at least 2 videos with us and we'll do it with you.
Yeah. When do you release those videos? So I'm going to record them both in one day for the whole month.
Yeah.
And then
First and the 15th.
First and the 15th, arguably around there, twice a month. It gets really, really, really hard and expensive when you want to shoot something and it's processed very quickly. It's unsustainable unless you're like a full-time content creator. It's emotionally exhausting. It usually pulls some other focus in your business. I don't necessarily recommend it for your full-time job as a real estate agent, not an influencer. All right. Or trying to, make money on YouTube. So 1 appointment a month to record 2 videos. And the longest delay it'll be then is 30 days, which is fine. Okay. Brian, when are you the most creative?
Friday morning.
Friday morning. Great. Is it an early Friday morning of the month or a later Friday morning of the month?
Mid-morning, like 10.
Well,
11.
first week, second week, third week, or fourth week of the month.
Earlier in the month.
Okay. So first or second Friday of every month, I want you to go into your calendar, set a reoccurring 1 hour time for you to create content. make videos, write articles, a drip campaign. I don't care what it is. It didn't have to be viral, but you will need 1 hour a month where you are going to have to create something, and you're going to have to use the creative side of your brain versus the rest of your day when you're at work is the left side of constantly responding to texts, chats, emails, phone calls, like the constant doing, right? It's a very different side of the brain. We have to be in that creative space. And that's when I want you to do your video shoot.
Okay.
How's that?
That's great.
Okay. So I gave you guys your first video topics. Good enough to start. Your assignment is to reach out to your coach, schedule your time, and record it. Do it. Do it. Just everything that we shot with today. And then if you have time, work with your coach here to create a second video topic so we can knock out 2 on that monthly appointment. So we're always 1 step ahead and we're never behind on publishing. How's that?
You can do it.
And there you go. Now you're going to have a plan to create 2 quality videos a month for people to get to know you. And let me also just say this. I'm going to go on just a couple minutes over. I apologize. Don't worry about what you say in your videos too much. Don't think these have to be these really long and overthinking these videos. These are going to be very simple, like light, almost embarrassingly novice. Does that make sense? Because you guys are experts and you can do a whole day seminar on these topics. It's going to be really hard for you to keep it this simple, not vomiting everything on the audience. Okay. Because the video, it's not about the content. It's about getting comfortable, getting someone to know you. It's about spending time with you online and getting comfortable and seeing you. So you build certainty with them and your character and your personality and who you are. So someone's more comfortable hiring you with an intangible professional services agreement. Got it? So above all, one thing I last want to say when you shoot your videos is I want your personality to shine, and I want you to be your true, natural, authentic self. This is why I don't recommend reading a script because you come across as a computer. I just want you to talk. That's the most important point, and it's why we use video. It's really all about the reason we're doing these videos is yes, the touches. Yes, we want to have something relevant. Yes, we want the content, but I want them to get to know you. That's the key with shooting.
Okay,
Right.
so there's an outline, but not a script.
Correct. Notice how I did not give you a script. If I single-handedly wanted to ruin your results, I would give you a word for word script to read because you're going to look like a hostage video.
There's
Yes.
your thumbnail.
There you go.
Here's your thumbnail.
That's what it looks like. It's not going to help you. But if you mess up and you're personal and you're yourself and you're just talking and it's not perfect, that's what people are looking to see. Are we clear on that?
Yes.
So it's about the talking points. I really want to drive that home. It is not about the content. It's about having your personality and who you are authentically being yourself, or who you really are is what's being conveyed on video. And when we interview and we have conversations with you and we get you to talk on Riverside, we bring that personality out with you to get you more comfortable recording. Okay.
Hey, Frank, I have a question real quick. So like on Facebook, you can put a YouTube link, but on Instagram, you can't. How do you get the footage for that for like,
I don't know. You have to ask my team. I
Okay.
hate all social media.
Yeah.
I don't have an Instagram account. don't use it.
That's great. Good for you.
I'll post it there if the audience is there.
Yeah.
But we do something on Instagram. I think your Facebook page links to Instagram. So when we update your Facebook page, it syncs it perfectly. You just got to link your page to your Instagram. We'll get it there. We post on your Facebook page, your Instagram, your LinkedIn, and your Google My Business. Those are the 4 big platforms that you want to be on, in addition to YouTube and email when we promote the videos, which we'll talk about later.
Okay.
All right. You guys good with your assignments?
Yes, sir.
You guys need to go shoot some videos. Make them good. So when we send it out, it's a relevant topic and people get to know you.
Cool.
Okay.
I have a
Watch it, Leslie.
question. So the videos, how are the leads coming to us, I guess is the question. Is that a later?
Oh, yeah, I'll
training?
talk about that later.
Okay.
But here's what's going to happen is you're going to put this video out there. 3 things are going to happen. 1, people are just going to watch it and call you or message you. I mean, that's super cool. Hey, I watched your stuff, or I've been watching your stuff. Let's do business. And those are great leads because they've spent time with you, which look, if you're looking for like the number one thing to measure for your results of like price elasticity of a professional service, of people willing to spend a lot more money to work with you than someone else, it's going to be how much time they spend with you before the sale. So time consuming your content, spending time with you, the longer that is, the better the lead quality and the more likely they're going to pay you a premium over someone else because they feel more comfortable and you're selling them certainty because they know who they're doing business with. All
and
right.
I even find that they even it's people that follow me refer me too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Post your videos, give you word of
That
mouth.
I've never even met before, but just saw me
Yeah.
online. Will like refer me. You
Great.
know?
So just straight up responses. Those are like the holy grail. Second is we're going to be able to track all the people who watch the video. So if you send out this video on, what the heck's going on with my home price with rising interest rates, when we email that out, I will tell you everyone that clicked to watch it in your database. You will be following up with all the people that clicked to watch it in your database. I promise you that. You'll know through the email click rate. All right. And then the third thing is there's call to actions on your blog that we build for you all over. There's ads all around this thing, all this video. Like find out what your home is worth, search for homes, get a pre-listing improvement consultation, find out what your home is worth. There's all these like traps all around it that someone can click and put their information. You get like a regular old web lead through a web form. That's the result you're looking for.
Yeah.
You're looking to basically put this stuff out there, filter down the world to people that are thinking about buying or selling and have the contact information so you can have a more efficient conversation. That's really what you're buying. Is you could just skip Vyral and just call through the white pages. It's extremely inefficient. So what you're doing is you're trying to like filter down the world into the few people who actually have the need or the problem or the interest. So you just have to call those people. You're buying efficiency.
No, yeah, perfect. Yeah, I'm like, I'm not in this to be famous. I'm in this for leads,
Write that down because you will find a lot of looking at all these cool people online that are killing it. But the question is are they a real estate agent or are they an influencer or a content creator? And you really got to decide like how you're going to make your money. And when you're in that gray area between, bankruptcy.
The wallet.
Bankruptcy.
Yeah, bankruptcy. All right. Anything else? You guys good to go? All right. So let's just make sure what we're going to talk about next week. Get you guys some business. Next week, we're going to talk about, the lead generation message. So you're going to send out, schedule one appointment a month, make 2 videos. They're going to go do their thing. All right. But then there's also that third message every month to spike leads. Send an email out, boom, leads. Send an email out, boom, leads. We're going to talk about that next week.
Yeah.
That's it.
Cool.
All right.
Thank
Go and
you.
do. Let's make money. See you guys. Bye.
Right, man.
Thanks.